Hello guys, how's it going? This is the Amateurist guy speaking to you live. Now today is the 3rd of May, Sunday. It is a little bit cloudy, but I have plenty of sunshine feeling behind me, and I thought it was another good day to take a video of myself. Anyway, so what am I going to talk about today? Once again, I'm going to talk about education. Yeah. Now, I don't know how many of you, who are watching this video have ever seriously thought or, wondered the relevance or how helpful your degree was or is in putting food on your table. Nowadays. Now, I actually got into this topic because I'm seeing a lot of, channels about people complaining how useless the degree is and finding a job, which I don't disagree. And my sort of honest comment, without sugarcoating, is I absolutely agree. At 99.9%, it is irrelevant in putting food on a table, finding a job, and it doesn't really fulfill my job requirements. And if that is the case with my job, it is easy to imagine that that is also the case with any other jobs, unless you want to become a teacher, or a government worker or scientist or work in a university, which I reckon it's less than meaningful to discuss today. Right. So anyway, talking about the relevance, in this days of AI, I reckon. Ooh, here's a bridge. Let me just change my hand. Right. Okay, here's a good place. So, in these days of AI, I find the relevance of a university being akin to, or the raison d'etre of the university, if you want to call it that way, and in French. And I think, strictly in my way of saying, I think it's relevant. It's close to lighting a torch under the sun, which is my way of saying bloody useless. And and aside with the joke, what concerns me the most is the audacity of the universities, the system, the business, or the scheme, or whatever you want to call it. Ooh, huge crowd above me. It might attack me if I'm not careful. So I'm going to stick to the wall, which makes them difficult to attack me from behind. Well, I got a camera on anyway. I can watch what's going on behind me anyway. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah. So it's bloody useless. And what concerns me the most is the audacity. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? Slipped my hand. My hand slipped. Sorry. Anyway, what concerns me the most is the audacity in enslaving the young people with debts. Right. And hold on. I just need a drink. Wait a minute. And talking about debts, I just did a quick search on Google and figured that the average amount of money, the debt, should I say, that the average graduates in this country, Japan, is around 40,000 USD, or roughly 6 million yen. And you might reckon that isn't much. I would like to remind you that that money isn't free. It comes along with an interest, yeah? So maybe it is more relevant for me to say that the time it takes to pay off those debt and become debt-free is, for the average graduate in Japan, it is not uncommon to hear that being about 20 years, right? Which is crazy. So, if you're one of those people watching this video and just got out of high school and, thinking about what you're going to do next, I wouldn't even bother putting university on your list. That's my honest opinion. And you know, that might sort of put you in a difficult position in looking for a job. But it's, oh, here's a car coming. Here's a car coming. Anyway, and it's already a difficult place and time to look for a job anyway, yeah? And so I don't think it's going to make much difference, except that you'll be debt free. You don't have anything to pay back, which is really good. Okay, so let's go this way. Anyway, so naturally, what I'm going to joke today is it's a joke on education. I believe this is the second time I'm going to be joking about education today. So what happens is, once upon a time, the Irishman wanted to get himself a degree, so he goes to the university, right? And it's not that he was determined to do what. He didn't know. He didn't actually know what to do. So he was sort of wandering around the faculties, to which all of a sudden this professor came along, strolling past by. So he asks him, "What do you actually learn here?" To which the professor said, "Well, welcome to the Faculty of Logic." "Faculty of Logic?" said the Irishman. "Well, what do you actually do in the Faculty of Logic? Learn, I mean." To which the professor said, "Well, let me give you an example then. First of all, do you have a dog?" To which the Irishman said, "Yeah, I do have a dog, yeah, why?" To which the professor said, "Well, if you have a dog, it is logical to think that, you have a backyard." "Yeah, I do have a backyard," said the Irishman. "Well, if you have a backyard, it is also logical to think that you have a house." "Well, yes, I do live in a house." And the professor continued, "Well, if you have oh, hold on a second. The professor said, if you have a dog, if you have a backyard, if you have a house, then it is logical to think that you're married. And if you're married, that proves that you're not gay." So the Irishman said, "Wow, yeah, you're right. I think this is great. I think I'm going to major in this." Fast forward 4 years. The Irishman got out from the class and graduated out from the university with a top grade. And in a celebration, he goes to the local pub and he meets up with his mates, right, who he hasn't seen for years. To which his mates tell him, "Hey, what have you been doing? We haven't seen you for a while." To which he said, "I just got out of the university." "Oh, what did you major in?" He said, "Oh, I majored in logics." And to which his mate said, "Well, logics? What do you actually learn in logics?" To which the Irishman started saying, "Well, let me give you an example, right? First of all, do you have a dog?" To which his mate said, "No, I don't have a dog." To which the Irishman said, "Get away from me, you're gay."